Well, we're into week 10. How time flies. How time flies. What I wanted to talk to you about today was keeping the faith. And because I've asked you to do that across the semester, I've asked you to have faith in the process. And it's really interesting, having read through all of your assignments now, and I'll talk more about the assignments in another online tutorial this week. You'll get 2 this week. It's really interesting to see how some of you have really given yourself to the process, and others are sitting just outside the process, and some are even commenting about how hard it is to get into the process, like it's working against their natural sense. And I get that, right? I get that I'm asking you to do something in this unit that's not normal, right, in terms of the others. If we would apply that model of variation, selection and retention, we would say that this is not the norm of your university subjects for a lot of you, and therefore there's a challenge. I wouldn't expect what I'm doing to have instant cognitive legitimacy with you guys, right? It's not the taken for granted aspect of your studies, right? And you may even find within the student body and with other people around the university, it may not even be seen as something that is explicitly approved of, right? It's not to say it's disapproved of, but it may not have got to that level where people say, oh, we think that's the right way to do it. Well, regardless of what may be happening in that context, the challenge for you is you've got 3 weeks left in the unit. So if you've got the faith, keep going. If you haven't yet been able to develop a faith in the process, now's your opportunity. You're going to get some more online tutorials that we're going to talk specifically about the processes that you need to crack between now and then, is in Assessment 3. So it's really important that if you're thinking I need to do better in Assessment 3 than Assessment 2, that you stay really close to those. There's going to be a series of Zoom sessions where you can come online and have a chat about you, your learning, and your ability to complete these final tasks. And what I want you to do is I want you to think about faith. It doesn't need to be religious faith. What are the things that you believe in? What are the things that you allow yourself to be guided by in life? All right? Could be your inner sense of belief about who you are and where you're heading to. It could be something to do with your sense of how the world operates, how we all came to be here and what your purpose is. Could be anything like that. But I want you to think about the nature of that faith. And I want you to think about how unconscious you hold that faith. How easy it is for you to simply adopt that without being critically and analytical of that process. Imagine if you had to actually turn around and actually question the nature of that faith. If someone was saying to you, but why? And someone just kept chasing you around the process, but why? Why is that important to you? Why do you believe that? That's what I'm asking you to do. And the challenge we have is that in using why in your reflections, I'm asking you to give yourself into a process of self-discovery, of allowing your fairly unexamined life to become examined. There's no right or wrong answers here. You're all entitled to have a different view on what's guiding you or not guiding you, whatever the case may be. But I'm assessing a process that relates to you trusting a process. All right? So you can step back and ask yourself why it is that the structure of the unit doesn't work for you, or why it is it does work for you. All right? But between now and there, you've got 3 weeks to really think this through. So rather than trying to think it through and saying, okay, I've got to do Section 2 of Assessment 3, I better just go and do that. Take the time now to ask yourself, what have you learnt about yourself as a learner and or your ability to be entrepreneurial? Start thinking it through. Start thinking through the extent to which you do or don't have faith in the process. And if you don't have faith in the process, I don't take that when I read it as a slap in the face in terms of what I'm trying to help you with. I just see an opportunity for you to explain why that may be the case, right? You're entitled to not like it, right? That's okay. as long as you can understand why you don't like it as a learner, right? I'd like to hope that you see some value in the process, all right? That's obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be using the process. But that's the opportunity that sits in front of you at the moment. Because once you start to become more conscious of why you are who you are, other things start to come into play. In section 1, I'm asking you to be very mindful of energy and to actually think about, well, let's take the money off the table and let's assume that there are other factors in the environment. Now, I'm assuming that you've become very familiar with the nature of your environment that relates to your idea, because you've told me about the operational environment, the selective dimension and the ecological dimension, and you've told me how you think you're going to create value. So now we're saying, okay, well, let's assume that that's all quite possible, but now what energy specifically can you start to tap into? It's very hard to understand the concept of energy, to even imagine energy, if you're in automatic pilot mode, right? And so what we've been doing through this class, and I was really pleased to see a lot of you talking through the notion of a low cognitive load unit and how it could be or could not be a good thing for you, but the fact that you recognize that this is a different style of learning and therefore there's an adjustment that may be required, right? It may be, wow, I've been waiting for that, or it may be, wow, that's really difficult for me and that's causing me some challenges. But there's a reason why we do it, because we want you to really take time to smell the roses. We want you to take time to smell the roses, because the things that you need are all around you. The average entrepreneur doesn't have access to unlimited funds. So to the extent that they want to create this idea, that they want to move it forward, and in reality they don't have access to funds, something else has to fill that void. And more often than not, the people who find a way to move their idea forward are the ones who find other things in their environment that they can tap into. They may not recognize them as energy, but there are lots of sources of energy, things that we can tap, connect our little wagon up to and have it actually drag part of the way, all right? So that's what I'm asking you to do. In developing this greater awareness about you and your ability to give yourself to the to give yourself to the process, sound like a preacher, give yourself to the faith, to have faith in the process, right, and allow yourself to trust it as you move through. Look at the feedback that you've got from your interim learning report and see the extent to which that feedback is talking to you about a process, right? Not looking to make judgments about whether I think you're clever, smart, or something else. Looking to reward you for having followed a process, okay? And we'll talk more and more about the nature of reinforcing that process so that you can understand it if you need to catch up, right? But as you become more conscious of who you are relative to this process that you're naturally or unnaturally needing to trust, it also creates a moment, a little bit of an opening in your subconscious where all of a sudden you're becoming more aware of who you are relative to what's around you. And that's when energy has an opportunity to come into full light. That's when you become a little bit more connected to what's around you. So there's the challenge, right? There's the challenge. Whether you're on board or you're a little bit off board, the bus is going this way, so it makes sense to trust it for the rest of the semester at least. Give yourself another 3 weeks of trusting the process. At the end of it, you might walk away and say, that is not for me, I hope I never experience it again. Alternatively, you might say, you know what? I actually spent some time thinking about myself as a learner, and guess what? I worked out a few things that are pretty important, and I hope that's the case for you all. On that journey, there's some energy to be found in that direction, all right? I didn't ask you to find it over there because I wanted you to become more familiar with your surrounds, which hopefully you have by now, in thinking about how do those surrounds change, variation, selection, retention, what factors are there working for me and against me, ecological environment, selective environment, how is our idea perceived in terms of legitimacy, what type of factors can we, or processes can we use to actually create and capture value. And now, in the absence of financial resources, which typically is the case, what energy might you be able to find that will be able to help you move your idea along. Now, the last thing that I want to share with you, and I'm going to talk about this more over the next few weeks, is what do I get excited by for the final learning report? I get excited because you can make a compelling and logical argument as to why your idea has got some opportunities. Or I'm actually happy for you to go the other way too. Give me the compelling reason why you think your idea is a dog and it just won't fly, right? It's just going to die. So I'll leave that up to you, right? But whichever way, I want it to be compelling. The easiest way to make it compelling, you know who you are, you know what your surrounds are, and you know the factors you're using. And if you've got those things at your disposal, you can drive the bus that way as well. All right? Looking forward to seeing where we go. Stay tuned for Zoom sessions. Stay tuned for the other online tutorials in relation specifically to that process of reflection, which is where I think, you know, quite a large number of you most probably need to sort of up the ante in terms of getting in line with that process. Overall, I'm really happy with the nature of learning I'm seeing in your first assignment. I'm really hoping that we can sort of up the ante and get a few more of you doing something pretty special in the next one. All the best.